my name is Eva, and I'm here with Orpheus, and we're back with a little follow-up video of about Tai Chi and Qigong, and the story of how Orpheus got into practicing Tai Chi. And I want to go a little bit more in depth about the story and the details of the Tai Chi, and also Qigong, as in it's like a complementary practice. So I know that you've been traveling Asia extensively, and that was pretty much along the path of your Tai Chi path, let's say. So how did Qigong enter your life, and also where was the first place that you went to in Asia?
So, okay, hi. I will answer from the end. First place I went to Asia in my extensive journey for self-exploration was India.
Ah, okay.
But when I was in India, I already took with me Tai Chi as a practice. So I already had it in my, as I call it, the bag of tools. And without knowing much about Qigong, not even understanding or knowing what's the difference even of the Qi between Tai Chi and Qigong. It's a different Qi. And then a few years later, I was called to go and do some work in South Korea. And in South Korea, I was searching for another Tai Chi teacher. And I found a grandmaster of Tai Chi. And that was the first time where actually I was exposed to Qigong as a formal exercise and formal practice, which was parallel to Tai Chi. And then I studied with this grandmaster 3 years in a row, constantly, and then went to visit several times and was certified there to teach Tai Chi and Qigong and so on.
Wow. And then where did your travel take you afterwards?
After South Korea, my travel took me back to India and Tibet and other countries there, and then to Australia to study Chinese medicine, to practice and teach Tai Chi, and then back to China, to the roots, where I finally was ready to learn deeply the essence of Qigong.
So that was few years after you actually were already certified of being a teacher?
Yeah.
And you were already starting to teach at the time, or did it take a while for you before you actually started teaching?
Teaching Tai Chi, I was already in that flow, and also the Qigong that I learned in South Korea. However, it was not very appealing to me. Tai Chi was much more attractive to me as a movement, because in Tai Chi there's a movement, there's a game, there's a dance, there's even a partner, a workout of pushing hand, Tui Shou we call it, and some applications, so it's really interesting. And Qigong is more static, more stable, more, I can say even internally powerful. However, for people who likes movement, it's not really appealing at the beginning until you feel the essence of what Qigong bring you. So I was waiting for the right moment to find also the right teacher that will take me deeper into this art that exists 5,000 years already.
And who was your teacher, your Qigong teacher?
So my Qigong teacher that I consider an amazing master was Master Duan Jiliang in the suburbs of Beijing. I met him when he was 26 years old with a white beard and a black hat.
Wow.
Swordsman that was a Chinese doctor of 70 years, was a bodyguard in the Forbidden City, and was now in healing people and teaching Qigong to secluded individuals.
And how does a master of, you said 76 years?
No, he was 96 when I met him.
And 96, excuse me. How would a master of 96 years old accept you as a exclusive student? How did it happen? I'm sure there's a story.
There is a story. There's always a little story. I don't know who of you read or knows about the classics of the student teacher in ancient China, but many Zen stories tell us that a student come and knock on the teacher's door, and when the teacher opens the door, the student say, "Master, I came to study with you," and the master say, "No, go away, there's no time, and I'm not a master, please go." the master is over there next door. And the student comes back again and he knocks on the door and he say, Master, I want to study with you. And the master said, but I told you, I'm not a master and nobody's teaching here. Find another teacher.
Okay.
And then the third time the student knocks on the door, the master comes out with a broom and he tells him, start sweeping. So my story was more or less a classic story of a student teacher in China.
Wow.
I saw, it's another story of how I saw and met Master One, because it was a journey by itself that I share in different events. However, once I met him and I felt his energy and the purity of his mind and his multi-talenting capabilities of healing, of Qigong, of teaching, of being fun, of really being healthy at his age, I said, this is someone I want to learn from. And I was in my final internship in a Chinese medical hospital in Beijing. And then after 1 month of visiting Master One on and off as much as I could, I asked him gently, can I study with you? And he didn't answer. It was a moment of silence and I said, okay, I will be modest and will not push it and will ask again. 2 weeks before my studies finish, my internship, I asked again, Master One, can I study with you? I want to be here, study with you and live here. And he looked at me and he said, maybe, talk to me when you're ready. I said, okay, in 2 weeks, there was not much time, but he saw my dedication. I was every moment that I could and every time I spent time there, I slept over there sometime in the clinic and so on. And a week before my internship finished, I knew that I need to find the accommodation place to stay and what to do next. I said, Master One, I really, really want to study with you and I can do whatever you want and I will just be here in service and learn what I can. And he looked at me and he said, bring your bags. That's it. And I said, yes, I was so happy, you know. He was like, yes, finally, okay, I know where I'm going next.
Yeah.
And then 1 week later, I came with my luggage and he saw me and he said, come with me. And he took me to his back room behind the clinic, in a room full of books and things and medicine bags and all that herbal medicine and stuff like that. And I see him going into that corner and start giving me books and he said, put the books there. And we take out piles of books and we find a little bed. And he said, that's where you sleep.
Wow.
In his room, I slept bed to bed next to him for almost 1 year.
Wow.
Studying with him.
Wow,
Really.
that's magical. I get chills. I can really see that library and I can smell it. I can see the color, the smell of the herbs. So you didn't just learn the Tai Chi or the Qigong from him, but much more, right? What did you learn in this 1 year?
So many things. So many things. When you come to a real wizard that understood life and being very modest in this little shop, that constantly people coming to seek help from him. It's pretty amazing what you can learn if you just stay open and you say, I don't know nothing, I just come to learn. So I learned Chinese language and I learned calligraphy and I learned Wu Ji Qigong, which is the specific type of Qigong that is family lineage of his family, from grandfather to father to him. I learned a little bit of Tai Chi that he used to practice in the past. I learned the ways of being in sacredness towards life, blessing over the food, the balance of food, understanding the energy of the internal organs and how he looks at life, in what kind of balance. Understood one of the most important lessons, guys: take life easy and smile and be happy about these little things that disturb us, supposedly.
Right. Amazing. So he was like a really big influence on your life. And he's been with you for how many years?
10 years total.
Total 10 years.
Yeah, before he left.
He's guiding you for 10 years. That's powerful. So yeah, but how did you manage to then independently apply all that knowledge that he brought to you, and how did you, like, you know, left the nest of the master or the nest of the comfort of, you know, and went on your journey of really like bringing your healing wisdom to the people, not just through the practice of Tai Chi and Qigong, but also through acupuncture and through medicine, Chinese medicine, herbal medicine, lifestyle consultation for healthy nourishment, and yeah.
So, in the background, I was already teaching Tai Chi and starting a more established way to help people. And the teachings from Master One basically put an even wider and more profound way to look at life and to see how to work and treat people, because in his clinic I was already treating people.
Okay.
I was the only foreigner in this neighborhood 2 hours south of Beijing. Everybody speak only Chinese, but I was a little attraction. So every person that used to come to the clinic, first of all, Master Duan would say, massage, and I would start with giving massage. So I even learned special points to heal people and to give massage before learning from him what he did. And then by his generosity, he always would call me to feel the pulse, which is essential part of the diagnostic tools of Chinese medicine, to feel the pulse and to ask him and learn from him and being questioned, what do I feel? What does it mean? What are the herbs that are specific for this and this case? And what are the acupuncture points? So taking all that knowledge and wisdom and how to prepare and how to look at things, after 1 year, I decided to move and to open a clinic. And started to apply all what I've learned and also do my own practice. And that took me into many different stages and more places on my path to share Qigong, to share Tai Chi, to use the tools that I learned in the consultations and in the healing journeys that I now take people on.
Right. So we talked a lot about your journey as becoming a healer, but we started talking about Tai Chi and Qigong. So let's bring ourselves back and look at what are the differences between those two practices, how are they complementary, and also about your mark, your tattoo. I want to speak about that one here. I know that this one is
special to the Qigong that I practice.
Yeah, so let's dive a little bit deeper into the Qigong that you practice.
Okay, so let's speak a few words about the difference between Tai Chi and Qigong. And Qigong is a form that was established about 5,000 years ago, and it's been evident in scriptures on silk manuscripts and back of turtle shells and so on. Initiated by 18 specific movements that were very simple, either holding a posture like that or supporting heaven like that. So they also have a very special and beautiful names, and they were somehow empirically been recognized to nourish and build the internal life force energy. And Chinese medicine teaches that life force energy sits in our kidneys, like batteries. And if we find ways to nourish and charge our batteries, this is the secret of long life and maybe even healthy life. Like we need to charge our phone every day. So sleeping, eating, drinking, breathing is relatively small recharge. But if we want to extend our life and to live healthy life, we need to look at our kidneys. Qigong, Qi is the life force energy. Gong is the right effort to cultivate that life force energy. So it was recognized such a long time ago and been established and taken into consideration by many sages and many Taoist sages. And there are many, many forms of Qigong now. It more so to say, before like 300-400 years ago, it was not even called Qigong. It was called Neigong, internal cultivation of force and standing postures. Nowadays, we see different forms that some of them have gentle movement and some of them still very static, holding one posture. For example, this posture, guys, help to clean and invigorate liver. So if we hold that posture, this is the wood element, and it helps to strengthen our liver. We teach 5 elements Qigong, we teach Wu Ji. So what I learned from Master Duan was Wu Ji Hun Dun Qigong.
Wu Ji Hun Dun Qigong.
Yeah, and that's a family tradition of Qigong that he received from generation to generation and was teaching it and practicing it. And when I saw him in a little video that you can find on YouTube,
Okay, I will put the link below.
then it was magical to see that, and I said I want to learn that because it has a gentle and interesting flow. I knew little when I saw the video. When I came to him and practiced it by myself and took the 1 year to learn it, I felt first of all very energetic, very powerful. The beginning time was winter time, can be -20 in Beijing, and after 20 minutes of practicing that form, I felt so warm to hot that I took off my jackets and everything, and for about 3-4 hours I was warm. I didn't need anything. It was very powerful. Also, I didn't need much sleep hours. I used to practice day and night and so on, and took that. So Qigong is more static, while Tai Chi is more moving and a dance. Tai Chi we need to follow step by step by step. With Qigong we can take 1 step maybe, hold it. We use another step and connect some of the steps. If you want, I can explain a little bit about Wu Ji and this and see the connection.
Yes, please. And also, you wanted to explain us what's the Qi, the difference between the Qi and Tai Chi and the Qi in Qigong.
So now we mentioned from whoever saw the previous chapter about Tai Chi, we said that Tai Chi, Chuan, is the supreme ultimate boxing. So that's Tai Chi is the ultimate, the greatest, while Qigong is the life force energy Qi. So it's the ultimate in Tai Chi and the Qi of life from the Qigong.
Okay.
So in Qigong we cultivate the Qi of life. The Tai Chi Chuan takes us into an ultimate way for self-defense and martial art. The story of this is Hun Dun. Hun Dun is the primordial chaos.
Primordial chaos.
The primordial chaos, if you see the little symbol, it's a symbol that has water flowing into a village of people that cultivate the earth. And when water flow into a field, they can either flood the field and kill all the plants, or feed water to the plants and allow them to grow. This is the duality of life, right? The creation or destruction. And that's the beautiful about this type of Wu Ji Qigong, because it takes us into learning 18 steps, a beginning and an ending, and 16 in the middle, divided into 4 chapters, like story. And once we learn that, we allow the universal flow of Qi to guide us into which movement to do. We are not forcing any movement. And that's magical. That's like the primordial chaos. We think that it's random, but there's no randomity. The body connected to the universal Qi dance with that Qi and with that movement. So it has like the framing and the ball of energy and stretching and so on that connect into a beautiful flow. And mainly the legs are rooted in the ground to strengthen the ability to connect to Mother Earth. So if you want to imagine, we are like a tree with a very strong trunk and even stronger roots, but the branches and the leaves can flow with the wind. And that's the beauty of Qigong.
Beautiful. Yes, it's a beautiful practice. I love that it brings in the elements, and it's 5 elements, right? Not 4 elements as we know it. Because we have the fire, the earth, the wind, the water, and the wood.
And the metal.
And the metal.
Yeah. So in Chinese medicine, we take and put aside the wind or the air as a spiritual element that kind of weave in all other elements.
So there's a really strong also philosophical background to the Qigong that you practice, and it's connected to Tao, right? Taoism. So I think we will do another follow-up, going a little bit deeper in the philosophy of Tao, because I know also you have created a beautiful translation in Hebrew of the Tao Tai Chi. And I think it will be really interesting to share a little bit about your wisdom of the Tao and how you apply it in your life. And so we'll talk a bit more about that in the next video. And for now, if you have any more questions, put them down in the comments. And I will also tag Orpheus' website in the comment section. So it'll be all the information below. And I want to thank you for now.
Thank you. Thank you for listening.
And thank you for listening. And we see you soon with another sharing of wisdom.